Okay, so if you want to do some gold farming, all you really need is two characters. You're going to need a strong hero DPS and a strong Waller. As an optional, if you have a Serenity Aura monk with 25% damage boost to heroes, that helps too, but he's not required, but he definitely can help out, especially with birds, if you don't want to be dealing with birds a lot. But your main two are going to be these guys. My Waller his walls are sitting at 200, well, 250k. He's at kind of half Nightmare 4 gear. And then I'll probably throw Bird Tower down just because I hate trying to shoot him down. So that thing's at 15k DPS. I think my monk's got like 2900 DP, I think. Well, as far as my hero goes, he's sitting about 13k. He goes into the Serenity Aura. Takes it up to 16.2, so it adds 3200 deeps. So it's a pretty significant amount actually, once you start getting up to the higher numbers. But as far as characters go, that's all you need is those two guys. Gear, you're obviously going to want to stack hero damage across all your gear. The other two big ones you want to do with gear is you want to find Leprechaun, which is your chance to double gold you collect. And then you also want to try and stack enemies defeated by heroes, yield more gold. My gear is kind of crap right now. I just got her up recently, so I only have two pieces right now, so it's only the 33%. But the big one that you want is the Leprechaun, and the reason why is the other side of the gear that you want to do is the two spheres. You want to get this 15% chance to drop 100 extra gold, and then you also want to equip gold gain by 30%. This with Leprechaun is going to be the bulk of where you're going to get your gold from, because mobs don't generally drop a lot of gold, but if they're dropping 100 gold a shot and you proc double pickup, it's 200 gold as opposed to like 2 that you'd normally get. So those are going to be your big things. You're going to want to have those two spheres, and then you're obviously going to want to stack enemies here defeated by heroes and Leprechaun. And then as far as levels go, I've kind of played around with a bunch of levels, and I actually found, so far I found that a endgame Incursion normal Crossroads has been giving me the most money for time invested. I could pretty much burn through this level in like 5-10 minutes, I think. This video will tell me exactly how long it goes, but I have also tried I've tried endgame Incursion Dragonfall and on Insane. As far as gold dropped, I think I made an extra like 1k, maybe 2k. So but it also required a lot more effort because the mobs have a lot more health on Insane, so they were jammed up at the walls for a really long time, and it took me probably twice as long, if not 3 times as long, to clear the level as doing a normal Crossroads. The items, I definitely got a lot more money. When you sell items from Crossroads normal, you only get a couple k, where when I did it on Insane, I made almost 7k off selling all the items. But the fact that it takes double the amount of time, I just really don't think it's worth it to go up to the higher difficulties just to get more money from the sale, because as far as mobs dropping, it works out roughly the same whether you're on Insane or normal. I'll post a few of the numbers and levels that I've tried in the description, but so just for an example, I'm going to do the endgame Incursion, normal, Crossroads, and we'll jump right in it. Skip that because nobody cares, and they really need to put a turn videos off option into this game. So the build, well, if you want to call it a build, it's not really a build, but you're basically just going to put up a whole bunch of walls. Now, with the walls as strong as they are, like 200 or 250k, it's going to take these mobs an eternity to get through them, so you don't even have to really worry about repairing them. In fact, generally their damage, like what they actually hit, I have the Vengeance Sphere that does the 50% more damage on its next attack, or 50% incoming damage, or whatever the hell it is. But these things will actually kill a lot of the small stuff, so if stuff does start jamming up at a wall and you don't get to it, it will still actually die just from the walls. which is kind of funny, but... and then I usually throw a bird tower down, just because I hate birds, and I don't want to deal with them at all. As far as Serenity, you want to put this down in a spot where you're not going to overlap the walls, which is kind of counterintuitive. Usually you want it on the other side of the wall, but my auras do have Purge Evil, and I don't want that going off. I want to try and get as many kills with my hero as I can. The walls will steal a few kills from me, but I will get the bulk of it. And then I usually try and overlap it so it's just barely hitting this edge here, because I find if you stand here, it's a pretty good shot that you can actually you can clear these 3 lanes and still clear the back lane without really moving around much. So that's all it is for the build, the whole 4 walls. Well, 4 walls in the front, 1 wall in the back, and then a Serenity and a gun tower, or bird tower. The rest of the mana you can just throw into the walls. It's not really required, but you're going to have so much mana that you're going to be able to star everything anyway. It's kind of fun not having deep towers. So everything's up to 2, bird tower and all the walls. I'm not going to bother leveling that because I don't care about healing. And that's pretty much it as far as setting up the characters and the build and stuff is concerned. So I'll let it run here and you can see how much gold actually starts dropping. Usually I'll get anywhere from 15 to 20k for a full round clear, just off the money that drops on the ground. And then if you vendor all the items, they usually go for about 3k. It might fluctuate a bit on you, but it's generally about that. So I mean, you're usually walking away with anywhere between 15 and 20k for a round, and it takes, if you just rapid fire G it, it's about 10 minutes. If you kind of diddle dawdle, it's about 15. So, I mean, you're basically making a K a minute. It's kind of the best rate I've found so far. But the other thing you want to be mindful of is you want to be careful you pick up all the gold before you open these chests in between waves. The game's dumb when you're playing solo, where when you open this chest, it'll actually destroy everything on the map. So just be very mindful of that, and make sure if you do go to open a chest, make sure you clear the map of gold before you actually open the chest. I'll try to rig up an example between wave 1 and 2 to show you how it actually destroys stuff on the map, if you want to stick around for it. Otherwise, you should have everything you need to run it. You don't really need to watch me do the waves unless you want. I'm going to run it here and stop jibber-jabbering though, just so you can see how much money is dropping. It's pretty funny because whenever that 100 gold procs, it drops bags, so the map just gets absolutely covered in bags. But yeah, it's a little... Otherwise, I'll see you back at the tavern at the very end, and I'll show you how much money I made and how much I get from vendoring. So before I went in there, I had about 638. So looks like it was about 210, 16k for the coal that I picked up. And then vendoring. Yeah, so it's right around that 3k. So it's about 19k when it's all said and done. And not sure how long it took there. It was probably somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes, but I mean, you're basically getting a K an hour, or sorry, a K a minute. So if you need money for the large spheres, the 125k, or leveling gear or whatever else, it's a pretty quick and easy way that you can just farm gear, and it's kind of fun just because you have to actually try and kill everything. So thanks for watching.